Hello everybody, happy Monday, welcome on in. If you are new here, I am Victoria from Your Wings of Ascension, and this is your daily horoscope for June 12th, 2023. Let's pull up this chart and talk about it. So, over the weekend, we had Mercury, who is up here, just move into Gemini. So let's talk about this. This Mercury ingress into Gemini. Now, this is a longer transit, so it is not just a few days and over. This is, month long-ish. This is a very good place for Mercury to be because Mercury is the planet of our mind. It is a planet of communication, how we input data, how we output data, all of these things. Gemini, the sign that Mercury has now ingressed into, is ruled by Mercury. So Mercury in Gemini is a very happy place. That being said, Mercury Gemini is all about your mind. So your minds that have been in, not just yours, ours, all of our minds, right? All of our minds that have been working through the field of Taurus, which is very logical, very simple, very, get it done, get it out, here we go. Now we're into Gemini, which is like, woo, pretty thing over there, woo, pretty thing over there, woo, pretty thing over there. Our minds are now online, they're active, and they're everywhere. Gemini wants to learn, wants to do, wants to see, wants to flirt. Gemini wants to know everything, but only cares enough to learn just a little about everything, and then it goes on to the next. And then the next, and then the next. It's one of those things where you start reading a book because you're into it, and then you get bored, and then you jump into the next one. That's very Gemini. So our minds, while they are on and they are active and they are ready, you could be a little all over the place. You could have an interest here and then it's gone the next day. Communication with others is going to be increased. It's just going to be increased. You're going to be talking a lot. You're going to be getting a lot of emails. You're going to be writing a lot of emails, taking a lot of phone calls, having a lot of meetings. That's Gemini. The things to be concerned or aware of is that because Gemini is the sign of the twins, we have two. So we have one side and the other. Be very aware that you are not in yourself being two-faced, right? That you're not thinking something and then saying something else. When you're listening to and communicating with the outside world, whether that be your partner, your neighbor, your coworker, your governor, your president, your, blossom it all the way out. Your guides, your ETs, all the way out. Make sure that you're seeing through to the truth, the heart, and the center, and you're not getting one side or the other, because when we have Gemini, sometimes we can be wishy-washy. Sometimes we can sway what we say, what we believe, what we hear, depending on who and what the circumstances are. So while you may hear the same exact thing at 9 a.m. and you're by yourself, you can hear it again at 3 p.m. and you're with your coworkers, but all of a sudden your mind thinks something different. So be very aware that you are completely clear in your own sacred truths, because Gemini can be kind of a trickster. Gemini can be a little deceptive and two-faced. So we want to make sure that we are very clear with our own inner knowing, because this is a time where you're going to pop. Everything's going to pop. It's like endless. Your phone's going to go off notifications left and right kind of thing for an extended period of time. Something else that I want to talk about, let me pull up the other chart, is, and again, this happened over the weekend, but you are very much still feeling this, is this Venus square to Jupiter. Why my circles are so big? I don't know. But this Venus square to Jupiter happened exact over the weekend, but we are still feeling it. I want to talk about this because I feel like this is an important thing. I feel like a lot of people are going to feel this. So this Venus square to Jupiter is a time to have very heightened sensitivity. Squares, as we know, are not fun conversations. They are difficult. You have a peg trying to fit, square peg trying to fit in a round hole. You can be very sensitive. Somebody can say something on any other given day that wouldn't bother you, that all of a sudden now it's like ramped up and you're going to get your feelings hurt. You can misinterpret things because Venus is in Leo, and Leo is all about our heart, our soul. This is who we are. We are proud of who we are. When you have that square to Jupiter, it can be very uncomfortable. Your own beliefs, you can start to really have a discomfort with, maybe that belief just ain't it anymore. So this is a time of heightened sensitivity coupled with this Gemini Mercury where our mind is all over the place. You can overthink, you can overanalyze. Take a breath. I am right there with you guys. I do this too. If you feel yourself getting into this hyped up, overthought, oversensitive time, go outside. If you can go outside, be barefoot outside if you can. Just breathe. Calm yourself down. Go take a bath if you can. If you're in the middle of the workday and somebody pisses you off, you get overhyped, whatever, take a few minutes just to concentrate on your breathing because this is a very sensitive time. We also have one more thing that's just thrown into the mix for the day. We do have an Aries moon, which is sitting very, very close to Chiron, which is our inner wound. So that's not terrible. It's going to heighten the sensitivity to it, but you can kind of work through it because you're aware of it emotionally. But when we have these moons, these daily moons in Aries, we just have more activity. So with all of the activity from the sun and the Mercury in Gemini, now we've got an active Aries moon. We've got the overhyped sensitivity with the Venus-Jupiter square. We can be really on edge. We really can. This moon is going to make good aspects to the sun, to Venus, and to Mercury. So that will help us through emotionally. So definitely lean on that. Turn your mind off and just feel into it. Is it really something to be offended by? Is it really something to get your feelings hurt by? Probably not. Your mind is just overthinking it. So again, really feel into it because it's probably not as big of a deal as you're overhyping it to be. Just saying. But as I tell you every time, I love you very, very much. I hope that this helps you because this is a sensitive day. It's one of those like poke at you days. So remember at the end of the day, I love you. I've got your back. All right. If you need anybody, I'm always here. But you've got this. We've all got this. I love you. I will see you on Tuesday.